Hello friends, welcome to data making. In this section, we are going to build a single node Hadoop and Spark cluster on the Docker environment. So in the last section, we created a single node a Kafka cluster using a Zookeeper, and on top of on the Docker environment. Now in this section, we are going to focus on the creating a Spark and Hadoop cluster using a Docker. Okay. So what we are going to do is, so these are the components is going to come like a Spark and Hadoop, and it will have both Scala and Python programming language, and it will have Postgres SQL as a RDBMS database, which we will be using for both Hive Metastore as well as storing our aggregated data on this Postgres SQL database. Okay, so it is also going to get the Hive. So as initial part of this project, I'm not going to use Hive, but in the future we may use Hive also. Okay, uh, that's with that we'll start the installation. Okay, so let me. So once I will upload this compressed file. So this contains all the configuration files which needed to build this cluster. Okay, so you download it from this section, this particular section. Okay, and you can extract this. You can extract the compressed file. So the compressed version size is close to 779 MB. Okay. So once it is compressed, extracted, again go back to this terminal, Docker terminal. Okay, so for like till now, what we did is we installed uh, Docker a Docker container for Kafka and Zookeeper. Now we are going to do the other components, not open Spark components. So navigate to that folder. The folder is basically in the C colon. Okay, so I'll have to go back to level. Okay, C colon Docker work area, and I have folder name called data making how to Spark cluster image. Okay, I'm inside this. So there are a set of files available. I will go through one by one. So I will go here. So basically, what this file contains is, so first we will focus on, okay, I will tell you the structure. There is a config folder which contains a set of configuration files for both Hadoop and Spark and Hive, and also for Postgres DB creation for Metastore, Hive Metastore. Okay, these are the configuration files. I will go through one by one, and also we have a folder for creating a Docker image for Apache Hadoop. So if you go inside, you will see the binary file. You need to download it from the Apache org website and put it in this location. I'm using a Hadoop version 3.2.1. We'll go through this Docker file in a meantime, sorry, in a short while. Then there's a folder called data making underscore hive, which will have again hive binary file and a Docker file. There is one more Docker file which will basically contains the just pulling the official Postgres image, and then just pulling part and setting up this databases for Metastore. And there is one more folder called data making underscore Spark. Here it is going to have the Spark binary. I'm using a version Spark 3.0.1. Okay, so download that binary and place it in this location. Whatever, suppose if you want to use different version of Spark, you can place it here and change accordingly in the configuration files. Okay, so for at least to start with the initial setup, just use the same version so that you don't mess up the configurations. Then later, once it has started working and once you have confidence, you can just change it. Okay, and other these two files. Okay, so let me show it here. One is I'll say cat of one underscore, right? So what this file contains is it is going to create a SSH login, okay, for passwordless login. So it is going to generate the SSH key, and then followed by it is going to run this Docker files. Okay, so we have a 4 Docker file. One is in data making underscore Hadoop, another one is data making underscore Spark, another file is data making underscore Postgres. Inside that folder you have Docker file, and another is a data making underscore Hive. Okay, there are 4 Docker file available. To create a Docker image out of from this file, you need to run this command: Docker build hyphen file name. Where is the location of the file name? And dot, and then you need to give the basically the image name. I'm just giving image name as Hadoop Spark cluster colon, and the tag name as data making underscore Hadoop. This is for Hadoop image. This is for Spark image, Docker image. This is to build a Docker image for Postgres. This is a Docker image for Hive. That, so when you run this file, this shell script one underscore create Hadoop Spark image.sh, so it is going to create a Docker file for all these 4 components. Okay. Okay? So what is the other file? Okay. So other file is to underscore create Hadoop Spark cluster.sh. This is for image. This is for running that image and create a container. Okay. So this has many informations. Okay. Starting from, we'll go from here. So it has a few methods. One for starting all the containers. Okay, there's a start services method, and you have another method for stop services. Okay, and you have another stop services. So basically, it takes input parameters like whether you want to start a fresh containers or fresh setup cluster, or you want to create it, you want to start the existing containers or stop. So that information you need to provide it. Okay, so based on the flag you pass it. So these are the 3 flags you can pass it. One is a create, which will prepare and run, prepare to run and start the first time all the containers. If you are passing the flag name as start, it will run the existing containers. If you are passing stop, it will stop the running containers. Okay, so we'll go one by one. If it is a create, first time you have to pass it as create, right? If it is create, it will come to the create section. So it will come here. So it will create a subnet ID, so which we already created. So it will just ignore it, and then we are going to first start the create the Hive Metastore. How we are creating Hive Metastore? Hive Metastore actually we are creating on the Postgres database, right? So you need to run the Postgres container. So to run a container, Docker container, Docker space run -n -net, you provide the network ID you created, and the IP address for setting your IP address for the Postgres node is Postgres SQL node is 170.20.1.1, and you pass the expose the port number. This is the default port number for Postgres SQL, and then you need to pass the password for Postgres. There is a user name called Postgres. For that user, what is the password? I am passing Hive as a password. And also you give the container image name which you want to run it. So in the first file shell script I given for Postgres node, Postgres image, I given the Hadoop Spark cluster colon data making underscore Postgres. So we are going to run this Postgres image and get the container. After 5 seconds sleep, so we are going to run the master node, which will run all the basically Hadoop and Spark and Hive 3 component. So how we are running it? Basically, we created from a base image. We took a Ubuntu 18.04. From Ubuntu 18.04 image, we created a Hadoop. Okay, Hadoop image with Hadoop software. Then using the Hadoop image, we created the Spark image. Okay, using the Spark image, we created the Hive image. So that's why we are actually Hive will have both in the Hive Docker image will have both Spark and Hadoop. So that's why we are running the Hive image. So if you see here, So we are passing the network ID, IP address setting as 170.20.1.1. These are the ports we are exposing for Hadoop and Spark. This is for HDFS, WebUI, and this is for Spark Master. This is for HDFS 9000 and 8080 for Master Spark Master WebUI, and we are setting the host name as master node. And also we are adding other nodes, okay, which is a PostgreSQL node, Zookeeper node, and Kafka node, so that it can interact easily. And we are giving this Docker name as hyphen master. Sorry, Docker name as master node, and you are going to run on the uh, we are going to provide this the uh, which image you want to run. So basically a Hive image, I told you, Hive Docker image contains both Spark, Hadoop, and Hive. So that's what we are running this image. Okay, this will create a Docker container for your single node cluster. Okay, and then you need to format the HDFS, right? This is a HDFS. So what we need to do is we need to log into this master node. How do you log in? So you can log in like Docker execute -u. It's Hadoop user. Actually, we are creating a Hadoop user. Okay, I will show you the script where the user is getting created, and then you are running the master node and executing this HDFS name node format. Okay, so uh, once this is for HDFS is formatted, so here these two containers we are actually just created. Okay, so these two are created in the background as a background process, right? So then finally we just start, we call the start services. In the start services we are going to so when you this container we started, but inside we have process. Say example for Hadoop. For Hadoop we need to start the name node process, data node process, and then we need to start yarn resource manager, it's a resource manager and node manager, all this process. For Spark we have to start the master processes and slave process, right? For that we are calling this start services function. In the start services function, what we have, start services function. So it is going to start the master node, Docker start master node. Then it is going to after once you log in via Hadoop user. So okay, here in this line, after a 5-second sleep, you are going to log into the master node and start the start HDFS .sh. So this shell script in the master node will start the data node and name node. So if you not clear about the these Hadoop shell script and processes, please go through my YouTube channel where I just given data making. My YouTube channel is my data making. I given a lot of information about Hadoop and Spark basics to advanced section. You can just refer here so that you can understand more clearly. And you start here name node processes, data node process. You start using this shell script from the master node. Using the start the yarn.sh, you start the yarn process, and here you start the MapReduce history server. Here Spark master service you are running. So yeah, everything you are logging into the master node using the Docker command and starting all the processes. And finally, you create a user in the SDFS. You create a folder called /user /hive /warehouse for to maintain the Hive metadata. This is the warehouse directory in the SDFS. And then finally, you start the Hive Metastore and Hive's Thrift service. So then you can all the services will be running. So if you are actually passing the flag as stop, so it is going to stop the all the services. Okay. So I hope this shell script is understandable. Please again go through it. Okay. So if you have any doubt, you can post the comment. I am happy to help you. Okay. So now let's run this command. Okay. I need to walk through you this all these configuration files. Okay. So first we will start the image building and we'll go through one by the file on one by one file. Okay. So we are in this location. So what I'm going to do is run this first script. Okay, so for this, for Docker image creation, we don't need to pass any flag. You just run this file. While creating the cluster only, you need to pass either create or start or stop. Okay, so it is creating a password list login, right? So that's what initially it is doing. So it is going to create images for all the softwares like Spa. See, it's loading the base image Ubuntu. So once the Ubuntu image is downloaded, with that image, it will create a Docker image for Hadoop. Okay, so it will let it run. It will take at least 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, meanwhile, we will go through the other configuration files. Okay, so first it is coming to the, so yeah, so it's coming to the Spark, sorry, Hadoop image. It is going to build it. So what is there in this Docker file? I told you it is a base image is uh, Ubuntu 18.04, and you can just give the maintainer what is your username just for information, and using the root it is logged in, and it is going to expose the 22 port number which is for SSH login. And first it is doing the apt-get, because it's Ubuntu, using the apt-get he just updating the repository, and it is going to install the open JDK 8, and here it is using the creating the username called Hadoop. This Hadoop user only we are creating is starting all the basically in this within this Hadoop user directory only we are actually installing all our software, so that we'll log in via Hadoop user and start all the processes. And this is for SSH login configuration, enabling the SSH login. And you once in the configuration file, in the config file we just created a passwordless login, right? You just add that for Hadoop user, you add it to the this authorized keys location, so that using the Hadoop user you can log into this node. Okay, and you set the ownership for the Hadoop user. Then coming back here, so this is a very important step. uh, So in the data making underscore Hadoop folder, we keep the binary file, right? This binary file it is taking, it is extracting that, and it is putting into the Hadoop. This is the username. Hadoop user, under Hadoop user, it is creating a Hadoop folder and placing all the Hadoop binary, extracting Hadoop binary file, and entire Hadoop software is placed in this folder. Okay, I'm setting this all the path, necessary path, Hadoop home, Java home, other stuff. Okay, so it has a lot of information. You can just go through it. Okay, this is once this is there, and we have a multiple configuration files. So for core site.xml, this is to specify the what is the SDFS know where the which node is HDF is configured, and what is the replication factor, and what is the MapReduce related configurations, what is the yarn related configuration. This is for worker node. All this you are actually updating. This is the, when you extract the binary file, it is going to have the default values, right? Now we are going to overwrite with the whatever configuration file we have it. So example for core site.xml, we have we kept the node, actually the node name we given as master node. So we just giving a master node colon 9000 port number and others configuration. Okay, so then similarly for HDFS site.xml, you have we set the HDFS path, and we actually expose the port number 8092, and we kept replication factor as 1. We enabled the web HDFS. All these settings we did it here. Okay, so similarly yarn site.xml. So here in sorry, this is hivesite.xml. In the hivesite.xml, you need to specify the Metastore URL. So the Postgres container which we are creating, that is node is a Postgres SQL node, and the port number which is listening is in which it is listening is 5432. Okay. So let me see where it is running. Yeah, it is downloading the necessary binary files. Okay, so and you need to provide this Postgres. So like Hive Metastore can be configured with in-memory database called Derby, or you can use your own means preferable RDB. So we are using Postgres as a Hive Metastore. And what is the username password? So we need to create this username Hive. So there is a init script which creates this username. I will show you that. This is hivesite.xml. This configuration all specified here. That is so these two files we need to run for the Hive Metastore database configuration. So this is run using this shell script. This will be called in the Hive image creation, during Hive image creation. Okay, so we are creating a Metastore user called Hive with the password Hive, and we are giving a database name as Metastore and giving the relevant privileges and run these two files. Okay, that's happening here. And mapred for maintaining all your MapReduce related configuration. What is this job tracker node and port number? This is the onsite.xml where you specify your yarn what is the resource manager host name. This is master node and all this informations. Okay, some of them are default configurations. So in the worker node, you need to specify your worker node. I'm actually using because it's a single node or a pseudo distributed mode cluster, right? Single node Hadoop cluster. So we are going to use both master node and slave node on the process on the same node. That's why I given the master node host name here. So we saw configurations. We saw Hadoop data making underscore Hadoop folder. This is a Docker file for Hadoop. Similarly, we have a Docker file for. So we have to you need to download this file from the whichever version you want to have it. You can actually change it. Otherwise, you can just leave it. Whatever I have it, I'm giving it. You can just run with this. So you need to download it. If you don't want this version, you want to try with a different version, then you need to download from the Apache Hive Apache Hive org dot website. Okay. So here I'm going to run this binary file, extract the binary file and set the Hive home, and then take the configuration file from the config folder and update the default configuration, all the information you're going to provide. That is for creating a Hive Docker image. This is for Postgres. Postgres, it's simple. So you basically from the base image, this is the official Postgres image. You load it and then run these two Hive. So we already have the uh, we already have that two files, right? What are the two files? Is basically Hive underscore schema icon 2.3 Postgres. This is for upgrading the some of the tables in the Hive Metastore. We have to run this. You just have it from the local. This is a config slash this file name is a local, right? From this is where it is. From here, it has to import to the container the Hive container. Okay, so when you build the Postgres container, okay, so it has to load this from local file into the this image Docker Postgres Docker image, and then it will call this init Hive dbsh. So which will call anyway the uh, it will call this shell script, which will create a username for Hive and run this to script. This is for building the Postgres image, and then followed by last one is called data making underscore Spark. So it is still building the Hadoop image, so it will take some time. Okay, so here what we are going to do. So in the data making underscore Hadoop folder, we have information, the Docker file for Spark. Okay, so what the version of Spark I am using is Spark hyphen 3.0.1 hyphen bin hyphen Hadoop Hadoop 3.2. Okay, so this is the Spark binary I am using it. So if you want to try with a different version of Spark, so you need to probably you can uh, delete this file, or you can keep it like that, and you just download the version of Spark you want to have it and open this file. Okay, so once you open this file, okay, so again, so as I told you, first we create a we get a Ubuntu base image. With that we created a Hadoop image. Okay, so from the Hadoop image, okay, so we are actually deriving a Spark image. Okay, so that's why we are actually from is nothing but from which image we want to build this the image. That's in the from command you need to provide this. Okay, it's almost going to finish the Hadoop image building. Okay, then you start with the Spark image building. So maintainer, I am just giving the data making using the root, and it is going to start the installation. So first installing the default Python version, which is both Python 2 as well as 3 is installing. So you can change version as per your wish. Okay. Next, we for Spark we need to install the if you are using Scala APIs, right? Basically, you need to install the Scala. So, what is the version of Scala I'm using is Scala 12.12.8. Okay, so if using this URL, you can just get it and extract the. Basically, it comes with this tarz files or will be coming with the your Scala runtime. You just what you need to do is extract it. So run tar. So basically, this run command used to run your shell script in the Docker image. So tar hyphen x is at f followed by your the location of the location of the your Scala compressed file, and because we downloaded in the temp folder, so we are specifying the temp path and extract it, and then move it to the location called USR share Scala. So Scala will be available on this USR share Scala. Okay, so this is setting up the. I hope this Hadoop image is done. Okay, so it is going to now run this Spark image. So then once you set up Scala, then what we are doing is it's basically what is this image file is it is actually set of commands organized. So we are, when you want to run a shell command, you can use a run command. This add command is used to add your file, okay, from your local file to the Docker image. Okay, so when you use this add file, so it can the add command will uncompress your compressed file. You don't need to uncompress explicitly. It will uncompress implicitly the if you provide the uh, compressed file. So it is so as I told you, it is going to we created a user called Hadoop. Inside Hadoop folder only, we are actually user for Hadoop users home directory only. We are installing Hadoop Spark I. Okay, so that's what we are extracting it and placing it in the home directory of Hadoop. Okay, still okay. Spark. I think Spark also completed. Now it is going to run the there is two more image it has to create. One is for image for Postgres, okay, that's what it is going to create, and then followed by it will create an image for the Hive environment. So with that, it will start the once the image is built, it will start the containers. Okay, meanwhile you will go through this. So once you installed Scala and Spark, okay, so then you have to set up set of you need to set a list of below configurations. So you can actually this env command you use to expose the environment variable Scala. What is the Scala installation location? What is the Spark home location? What is the Spark log directory? So all this environment variable you can set it, and also you can overwrite your existing Spark configuration. So in the local config folder, we have worker node. That worker node we can actually place it to the slave node because they are using single node, right? So both data node and name node will be in the same node. So and then change the ownership to the Hadoop user. Okay. Okay. Once this is done, and now it is building the Hive with image. So this is for creating a Spark image. Okay, so now this is done. So all this four images once built it, we are going to run this images and create a containers. So let's wait for it. I think it is done. Okay, so now issue a Docker images command. Okay, now it has created. Okay, so earlier we had a Kafka, Zookeeper, these two, and also all over three images we were at. Now we got two base image Ubuntu and Postgres, and on top of that we created a four images, like for one for Hive, Postgres, um, uh, Spark, and Hadoop. This Hive image contains both Hadoop and Spark, so this is what we are going to run it. Okay, so to run it, again run the second file to underscore create Hadoop Spark cluster .sh and pass the flag as create for first time. So now it is starting the respective processes, means containers. You take the, we already built the images, take the images, create a containers and start the processes respective Hadoop. Now it is formatting name node. Once the name node is formatted, it is going to run the DFS dot dfs.sh file. Okay, so then it will start yarn-.sh file. Okay, dfs start.sh and yarn-start.sh, yarn-start.sh file. Okay, so all this process will be started now. Okay, then the cluster will be ready. Okay, so this is going. This is became a long session. So people who are new to all this setup configuration, so first time it will be little difficult. Please go through all the files. Okay, so just keep looking into the each configuration file and just understand it. So if you have any queries, please post it the Q&A section. I'm happy to help you. Now it is starting the Hive services. Okay, so any if you have any if you want to learn more about Spark and Hadoop and other components, please just have a look at my YouTube channel Data Making. It has a lot of informations. You can go through it. I'm just waiting for this to get completed. Okay, this is done. Now just the images we already saw. Now Docker PS. So it is running already. Zookeeper and Kafka was running. Now one for Postgres, one node for Postgres, and one node, one container. This container is for Hadoop master node, which both master node which contains both the slave node, slave process also, and one for Postgres. So okay, this is working as both for Hive Metastore and our database for storing the aggregated data. Okay, now the cluster is ready. Now we can start building our application and run it. I hope this was, sorry, this I kept a very long session. Yes, I want to just go through all the sections so that it is easy for you to understand. So see you in the next section. Thank you so much, friends.